So in 2016, you and Elon had a falling out over your support of Donald Trump, which is very ironic because now he's Donald Trump's best friend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's weird. That's really weird. Well, what happened was, do you want to hear? Shall I tell you? Okay, well, after we left the US the way we did with our temporary passports, things were always a bit icy between us whenever we went overseas subsequently to see our daughters and things. But we never discussed it, so we just sort of kept our cool. Anyway, in 2016, though, I turned 70, and they came out to South Africa in private jets with about 50 people, many children, and also the cast of the Jungle Book movie with the actors and actresses that were in that movie in the crowd. You know, very well-known people. And also, I think, one of the owners of Google and so on. And anyway, we had this terrific lunch for me, 70th birthday. It was very nice. We sequestered an entire block in the city. And and so at the end of the meal, towards the dessert portion or coffee portion, Jon Favreau turned across to me from the other side and said, so you support Trump? I believe you support Trump. So it was before the 2016 election, 6 months before the 2016 election. So I said, yes, I support Trump. And the result was, massive laughter. The whole crowd just burst into laughter. And, the three of us, Elon, Kimmel, and I, just sat there, while they laughed and laughed. And then finally, Favreau said, why? Why do you support Trump? With more laughter, So I said, well, he's just like us, he's just like us. To my mind, he's doing the same kind of work I always did, property development, and he's much bigger than I've ever been. And, it's great to see somebody who's not a career politician doing this kind of thing. Which they all laughed and said, no, they used profanity. They said he's this and he's that and he's this and he's that and everything, And they were all laughing their heads off. And this sort of brought the whole luncheon to a sort of grisly end. People started getting up and leaving and heading back to their vans, and I was left sitting alone in the restaurant, all alone. At the time, I just had open heart operation, so I was sitting there with my monitor draped around my neck and on my waist, my actual monitor, radio monitor for me to be monitored all the time. Sat there, and because the tube was very long, so I turned around my neck. Anyway, so I was sitting there, and then Elon and Kimmel came to me and said, what on earth do you think you're saying? And I said, well, he's just like us. I mean, Trump is just like us. He's us, he's who we are. And they said, Elon, Kimmel was frantically unhappy, using language I've never heard Kimmel use. Elon said, Trump is evil, and so on. Very matter of fact. He said, look, he's evil. Get it into your head. And then they left. I was left sitting alone, and that was it. I mean, I never discussed it again with them. I did go over a few times to my daughter's graduation and so forth in the next year or two, and to various other things, saw them, would see them. We never discussed anything. We just kept quiet. And so I was moderately surprised, but it happened gradually when things changed.